Alrighty, so we're connecting to our live stream. Let's have a quick look. Hi, and welcome everyone. We started a bit earlier. I don't know how that happened. We were a bit early to the party. So hi everyone. You have here Cody with us today from Samurai Day Trading. Lachlan is off today. What is he up to, Cody? What is he up to? He's
He's on
traveling.
his way to Singapore. He's traveling today.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully he has a lot of fun. And we are happy to see that he's doing wonderful. Today's Cody's going to take care of the live trading room. He's going to guide you through, guys. So he's going to kind of give you his insights to whatever's happening in the market. Again, just in the Zoom chat, anyone, can you drop a really quickly like a thumbs up or a hi, just so I'll know that the chat is functioning in the Zoom chat, so we can make sure that that is wonderful and working well. Let's give it a moment. Cody, how are you?
I'm good. I'm busy but good.
You have a
Uh,
very Bali-like background there.
yeah,
The
well, I
first
couldn't
time,
find any other background, so I think this one fits me the most.
yeah, it represents you.
Oh,
It
we're in a
really
practice webinar.
represents you.
Hang on.
Wait, are we? Hold
Yes,
on.
so I don't think they can see us yet.
Oh,
Now
there
they
we
can. Now
go.
they can. That's
Now
why.
they can. There we go. I
Okay,
don't know what was going on. I feel like today
that makes sense.
was a funny beginning to our webinar. Let us have a look. Let us have a look.
The chat should be working now, people. Hello,
Should
everyone.
be. Are we? Are we working, guys and girls?
Uh,
There we go. I can see that our chat on YouTube is
yes,
alive. We have Murray here saying, yeah. Good.
awesome.
Awesome. So I'm going to let Cody get started. He is going to take care of the live trading room today. We have great things happening in the market as always. So I will let you guys get started and do the
Hello,
thing.
guys. I'm just finishing up the last bits of analysis. Normally, we start in about 5 minutes. So I'll just finish this train of thought and then we can get into it. We have a little PowerPoint that we have to get through that we always do whenever we do some sort of presentation. Ian, good question. I will get to that in a moment. That's a really good question. Uh, uh, do you guys want my video on or off? Doesn't really bother me. All good. I don't take it personally. There'll be a photo of me later on the presentation, so if you really miss my face, you'll be able to see it there. Um, Ian, I'm going to save your question for later. That's a good one. If I forget, please remind me a bit later. I'll just get through the slides and then our analysis, and then I'll answer your question because there's still people entering, and I think it's a really, really good question. Um, so I'm not ignoring you. I will get to that. It's a great question. I'd rather answer it when everyone's in because normally we don't start for another 3 minutes. And I think it's a really, really good question. Actually, I'm going to write it down. I'm not teasing. Not teasing. It's just it's Bali is looking like that at the moment, actually. It's we've had some sunshine, which is nice, finally. I'm gonna turn my video off. I think my video's off now. Yes. Yeah, we've had lots of rain and flooding here. And the last few days have been beautiful, but it has been very hot. Very, very hot. But that's okay. So a couple more minutes and then we will start. Um, just to keep in tune. The theme. Hello, everyone. If you're joining us for the first time, please let me know where you're from. I know we've got quite a big international audience. Many joining from TTP and other schools, and some new traders that have signed on with Samurai. So welcome. Um, Dinah. You've raised your hand, so if you've got a question, just put it in the chat. Um, Most of the time when people raise their hand, it's an accident. If you got a question, anyone, please just type it in the chat, and I'll get to it. We've already had one good question asked, and I'm going to answer that once we get started because I think it was a really good question. Oh, South Korea. I really want to go to Busan in South Korea. It looks really cool. Um, I was going to go next week, um, but instead I'm going to Phuket. Yeah, yeah. I think when if I go to Busan, I think I'll want to go to Japan as well because it's right near there. I was supposed to go the year before, to Busan for a competition, um, but it didn't happen. But that's okay. All right. All right, welcome everybody. If you've just joined us, it's Cody here. So Cody from Samurai Day Trading. Normally Lockie takes this session, but he is on his way to Singapore. It is almost the 1 year anniversary of Samurai. So he's essentially heading there for the AGM. But he's traveling today. So safe travels to Lockie. So he's put me in charge. It may be the last time I ever do this. We'll see how the session goes. But anyway, so welcome everybody. Like I said, if you're new here, please throw in the chat where you're from. Always nice to know where people are from. If you've got any questions from now throughout the entirety of the session, please don't be afraid to ask. I will go through and answer as many questions as I can. We always talk about it's profit first and education second in this room because some people are here on on subscriptions. They're paying their money to be in this room. They want to make their money. So we always prioritize profit, help everyone. become profitable traders, because at the end of the day, that is our major goal. You're in Sanur. Yes, I know that one. Um, and then, but we do educate on the side. There'll be pockets of time where I'll say, look, any questions, then please send them through. Um, yeah, so please send them through and I'll answer them. If I miss your question, please don't take it personally. I'm either trying to help someone to get in or out of a trade, or I'm waiting for an appropriate time to answer it. Or if it gets too long, just ask again. I may have missed it. Sorry if I mispronounce your name, Dean. We will go through that analysis a little bit later. First, we go through our slides, and then I'll answer those questions about the charts in probably 10 minutes or so. All right, so we do have to get through our PowerPoints, part of our compliance, okay? So the best traders in the markets are trading live, okay, in the markets. Um, we always try and provide really good education, support, and mentoring across all platforms, both the trading pit and with Samurai. It's really important. We don't want to just teach you to trade. We really want to mentor you and guide you. We want you to be successful at the end of the day. It's not just about giving you an account or helping you get an account and then see you later. It's providing and giving you the confidence so you can make it sustainable. It's very, very easy, I think, to pass a challenge and get an account, but it's very difficult to actually hold on to it and build that account successfully. Building those good habits, that is the key. So the reason we love trading is that we get immediate proof of performance. So whether you take a good trade or a bad trade, the only person you can blame is yourself or thank. It builds confidence in your strategy and approach to analysis by being in this room. And there's obviously nowhere to hide on live charts. So we do the live trading room 5 days per week. At the moment, we do the Euro Open, which is a session you're in now. Thursdays, we get the opportunity to do that with TTP. And we also have the US close session, meaning the end of the New York session. We will have the US Open session coming soon. Coming soon. We're just making sure we have multiple moderators who can do that. There's no point just putting one on, because if they're sick or away, then we're scrambling to find someone else. So we are working on that, but it's a lot of fun. So trading psychology, it's actually something I'm very passionate about. If you're with Samurai, you guys would know that. But I think it's the most important part of success when it comes to trading. I would say it's probably 90 to 95% of the reason why people succeed or fail is because of trading psychology. I tell people all the time, I can give you the exact strategy that can give you a 95 plus success rate. It's whether you can actually adhere to those rules. So, and more times than not, people can't. And we've all been there. It does take time. It's not as easy as it sounds. Like, just stick to the plan. It is going from sim account to an evaluation or a trial account, then going to real money. The emotions are so much different. So here we take the strategy that actually works. We build the knowledge and expertise, get you confident with it. It's a really good foundation for success. So, all right, trading success cycle. Right, the compliance, the boring stuff. Unfortunately, we do have to go through this because there will be people joining us for the first time here. All right, trading futures and CFDs does involve risks. There's two potential outcomes. We're going to be making money or losing money. Okay. Trading on margin means the above risk is amplified as we're borrowing money essentially each time we take a trade. So your wins can be magnified a lot, but so can your losses. So please trade with caution and only trade what you're willing to lose. Do not let this impact your financial situation, as I do not know your financial situation. So all information today is general information only. Okay. Past performance is no longer allowed to be used as an indication for future performance. Okay. Market risk factors. As we are trading over the internet, there are additional factors in trading above those that are defined on this slide. For example, loss of internet connection. And if you're in Bali, power outages. Maybe a dog will chew your power cord as well, which has happened. All right. So please, please, please trade with caution. Only trade within your means. Who am I? This is me, team. So I used to be a physiotherapist in Australia. I worked with a lot of elite athletes and teams. I worked on the side, sort of studied trading on the side as I knew this was a really good vehicle to sort of allow me to live the life I want to live, which is I love training, I love traveling, and I really like the simple life. So I spent 5 years with veterans and special forces. I was working with them using exercise to treat physical and mental health. Why am I telling you this? Because in that realm, I worked with some really, really mentally strong people, and I worked with some psychologists, and that got me understanding more about the psychology and how to use that in trading. Um, so now I'm living in Bali. I've been trading for 10 years. I say successfully for only 2 to 3 years. I'm not going to bullshit you and say that I was a success. Well, I don't like saying I lost a lot of money, but I learned a lot of lessons the hard way. That's for sure. I'm very transparent about that. Um, but it was the mindset that sort of flipped the things for me. So I love teaching about trading mindset. That's something I'm really passionate about, which is why this sort of comes into play here. Um, I'm also a trading coach and presenter with Samurai Day Trading. And I trade the FDAX Euro session is sort of what I specialize in. Felipe, of course you're asking about that. No, that was not at G-Land. That was at Sumba. I was working at a hotel called Nihi. Um, it's a very, very nice wave. But I haven't been to G-Land yet. It's next on the list. Um, but yeah, good pickup. Now I'm a CrossFit coach and athlete, so I do like to keep myself busy. As much as I love, yes, I will, don't you worry. I love trading and I love, we can trade for 2 hours a day. That's it, maybe 1 hour a day. I actually like to keep busy, so I like to coach in the gym, train, and I love traveling as well and creating content all around the world. That's me and my beautiful pup, my best mate. In that picture, he actually had a broken leg, so I bought a little wagon, and we still do our morning walks along the beach. But he's all good now. Uh, and in Bali, I've got some villas and cafes and an app, so I like to keep very busy. I think it's really important to keep yourself busy, both inside and outside of trading. So if you want to follow my journey, I am active on Instagram. That's the best way to contact me. I don't really use Facebook much. Okay, follow my journey. Always love meeting people, new traders. I've met up with some all around the world, which is really cool. And Samurai Day Trading. This is our YouTube. We post a video every day based on our trade of the day, okay, or any lessons of the day. And if you want any info or more information, please reach out to info@samuraidaytrading.com. You can also go to our website. All right, so that's our little plug for Samurai. Otherwise, please enjoy. We hope you have a really good session. Okay, what you can expect is this is how my screen's going to look. I'm going to have NASDAQ, FDAX, FESX, and S&P 500. All right. FESX is just a guide, so we don't trade the FESX, but we use it to help guide us with Europe, okay, which is the FDAX, and we have the two major American markets that we are looking at as well. Big things we like to look at is candlestick analysis, delta trading, ratios, which we'll go into detail later, and of course, ABC and the stair step. All right. So we will have that. And I just forgot. I just have to send a message because I completely forgot about something today. All right. All right, team. So what I like to do is I always like to mark up one chart with you guys and girls. So I always get a lot of questions about Fibonacci. How do I do my Fibonacci? In fact, when I do coaching, it's often the big one I am coaching people on is Fibonacci. Now, if you don't like Fibonacci, that's okay. Everyone has different preferences. I happen to love it, and have had good success for it. Right. So because the American market is just talk about what goes through my head. Well, not everything, because some things I can't talk about. There's no retracements here, so straight away I'm looking for extensions. Low, high, low. I can see we failed at 133, so I want that on there. In case we do push up, that'll be the extension I'm looking at if that's the case. All right, now I've got a little low here, so I can actually put on a retracement. So this will be, look at that, it came right down to the 50. So that's going to be my daily Fibonacci retracement. Leave that one on. Have I got any other fibs there? Not really at this stage. I'm happy with what I have. All right, so now I go down the 4-hour chart, which is where we can start to see a few things unfold. Here, there's a little low there. So you could potentially put your Fibonacci on. You can see that failed there at 76s. It honored that 50. So I quite like that one. I might put that on as my 4-hour fib. That's just how I'm seeing it at the moment. Okay, now you could have this on if you wanted. All right, for me, it's just not quite there. This will be the next fib that we're going to put on. I'll do that on the 60-minute chart now. Extensions. I always do retracements first and extensions. If we fall further to the downside, I will put that on. But for now, I'm going to leave it off. I hate when my chart gets too messy. For me, even FDAX is looking very messy, so I don't want to put too much on. But if we get busy and start falling, I will click that one on. Now, 60-minute chart, straight away we're falling, so I want to know where it's going to go. All right. All right, so if it gets that 50 there, there's probably going to be a nice bounce. 60-minute chart, we got any extensions? Nothing else to add. So I go down to the 15-minute chart. Dan, good question. I wonder if I can share a link. Uh, leave it with me. I'll zoom. There it is. Thank you, Jess. Thank you very much. Okay. 15-minute chart. Is anything else? There's going to be some other little lows. So this is the next one. So it's already gone through there. This will be your next point of call. It's right on that 76 already. I can see it failed at that 50. So I'm interested in that one. That's a really nice fit straight away. Okay. And for me, that's pretty much it for how I mark up my Fibonacci. Now, one of the questions we had, are we looking for longs or shorts today? Let's go through the markets. And someone else had a question. I will get to that. I'm going to get to that one, the pros and cons. I can't remember who asked it, but I have written it down. I'll get to that question during the session. Okay, because I think it was a really good question and hopefully it can help other people too. All right, so the daily volume is it's probably going to be around 40,000 when we open. How do I get that? As we look at the ES daily chart, now this is just the way we do things, and I look at the bottom right-hand corner. So it's around 33. It'll probably get somewhere between 35 and 40,000 by the time we open. So for me, it's sort of like a lower to moderate volatility day. So, I mean, without news, I'm not expecting a great deal, well, an excessive amount of volatility. Usually means we're going to get an okay amount of opportunities and trades set up, and the risk should be reasonable, should be okay. So that's why I look at the daily volume. Uh, it really depends. So usually the opening candle is seconds because it was moving so much. In the US markets, it's probably more seconds than minutes because it is moving so fast. I would say more typically in this session, it's more minutes. I'd say FDAX, it's usually probably anywhere like a couple of minutes. It depends how long your target is. Short range targets, we're probably looking around a minute or less. Usually less. I like less. I like when it hits my target fast. Longer range traders will hold for 15 minutes, some even more if it's going in their direction. Usually after sort of 7 to 10 minutes, if it's not going in my favor, then I'm probably getting a little nervous. and we're starting to look at how we can either scale out or minimize our risk. I'd say after 15 minutes, you probably really want to start looking at other alternatives and going, right, am I going, is it checking your analysis again and again and again, and maybe there's a way out. I hope that answers your question. So we do have Swiss news 30 minutes into our session, so please keep an eye on that. Okay, so usually during a news candle, we don't take a trade, or because it is red flag news. And if you are in a trade, you manage your stop appropriately, because sometimes you can get quite large slippage. It's happened to me before. So we avoid the news candle. There is lots of news tonight. US news during the open and some during the close. So if you are trading the US open or close, depending on what time that is. There you go. Average time for Remy is 2.4 minutes. Remy keeps really good stats. So yeah, just be wary of a yeah. Yep, so did I, Shelton. I think you and I had that same one. I think it was the same day. Yeah, I think we're both on that same trade. Um, So, all right, here comes our analysis. So I'll do the US markets together in case you missed it. So they're actually looking really nice and in sync. I'll remove these circles because that's from an old thing. Finally, they're starting to turn. We had these all-time highs. We've been pushing all-time highs for a while. I've been saying this for a week. We're getting so far away from our MDI that we are going to have to retrace or go sideways. American markets love going sideways after a big move. This has been quite a sustained move over the last weeks, even. I think it does need to retrace a little bit more, or we're going to find it's going to go sideways, okay, on both American markets, allowing the MDI to catch up. Just creates that balance in the market. Now, if I look at the 4-hour chart, the reason why I'm in favor of this is look, it's already starting to create these nice stair steps down. Now, our MDI has changed color, which is indicating it is some coming to the downside. For those of you at home who trade patterns, now, I don't trade patterns, but you can sort of see, how can I draw? Line, then stay in draw mode. You can kind of see what we're forming here for those who use patterns. Does anyone know that one? It's a very old trading pattern that a lot of people use. So yes, it's a head and shoulders. So it's a reversal pattern for some who trade patterns. I talked to my mate who's a very, very, very good trader with real results. And he told me patterns is a modern day horoscope. He said it's just a trading horoscope. He doesn't like them, but each to their own. People do very well on patterns. So anyway, that if you do trade patterns, people who trade that, it's looking like a reversal setup. It's starting to get a nice stair step down on both American markets. What I'm more excited about is both American markets look very much in sync. Okay, that's what gets me more excited. Okay, so hopefully it means that we can get more predictability with our trades. Okay, so it looks like they're coming to the downside on the larger time frames. Now on the smaller time frames, so I'll just highlight this first. On the 4-hour chart, you can see it previously failed around this green 76 through here. Okay, so this level, whatever's running through there, 24,700, maybe that's the magic number. It has previously failed there multiple times. All right, so even though the larger chart's looking short, you can see ES or S&P is at that area now. All right. So even though the larger charts are saying short, so I'm answering that question from before. The smaller charts are at key sort of resistance levels. So they're at levels where they previously failed. All right. So you can see through here on ES, it's previously failed there quite a few times. It failed around there approximately before too. So we might actually get a little bounce first. However, it is in the larger shorts. It might want to come down. There'll be a lot of stops hiding under this candle. Sorry, team. Phone was ringing. Um, yes. So just be careful. Don't assume that we are going short for a long time. Hey, Daniel. But we are at key resistance levels, so there could be a little bounce or it might come down lower. Take out the stops under here and then look to go long. Same with NASDAQ, it might want to either bounce around here, okay, or it'll come down to this low and look to take out whatever stops are hiding and then go long again. Overall, it is looking more short than long though, okay? So please only look for reversals of really key areas, okay? Reversals long, I'm talking about, but obviously don't assume we're going short unless you get a valid signal. That's the most important thing. All right, looking at Europe, so I'll bring over my larger chart. Still looking very sideways on the larger time frames in Europe, okay? So if you remember, I said when it gets far away from the MDI, it's got to pull back so it all goes sideways. So FESX did exactly that quite a while ago. So that's what I'm looking for to happen in American markets over the next couple of weeks. Okay. So very sideways still. We look at the 4-hour chart, FDAX, you're probably a little bit more clear. You can see all through this area. You can see all through this area that sideways movement, congestion, ranging, whatever you want to call it, create a really nice range. Now, when we got down to here the other week, it started to turn. I said, look, it might come up to the bottom of this. It did, it failed, and now it's come right up to its previous range. It's now making a new range. So FDAX, when I get to the 60-minute chart, you're going to see it more clearly. FESX, you're at those previous ranges as well. The 60-minute chart will make a little bit more sense. See how sideways it is in FESX, going up and down, up and down. FDAX, you're also in that larger range. Okay, so we failed up here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This is the 5th time it's there. So it might eventually someone's going to win. Eventually it's just going to burst through to the high side, and we do have room to go to the high side. Okay, it might want to come up to these higher ranges. Otherwise, it's going to turn and come back down. So all markets in the shorter time frame are favoring more to the downside. They're all turning. So American markets are stair-stepping down. European markets are at the top of a range looking to turn. Now, if I look at the 5-minute charts, we're actually getting long setting up on all markets. So this is what we've got to be a little bit careful of. All right. Some of these longs could be short-lived, or because we asked ES, remember we said ES is that key resistance levels. Maybe it does want to turn here. All right, so 5 minutes until we get started. I'm still here. So guys, how it works, Lockie and I, even though we have the same methodologies, my style is a little bit different to his in terms of how I call the market. But we're all looking for the same thing. So what I do, team, is I will try and identify as many setups as possible. Okay. Now, it's up to you on whether that setup is a part of your trading plan. If it is not part of your trading plan, then please don't take the trade. Okay. You're not going to take every single setup that I call. All right. So for example, this is a static bar reversal, SBR off Fibonacci. Now, some people only take this off a pivot or a brick wall, okay, which is the open, the PP when we get up high. Oh, what's that doing there? R1, yesterday's high. These really, really solid known areas. Okay, so if you only take them off brick walls and not off Fibonacci, then don't take the trade. All right, these little green deltas, V2 longs, we call V2 deltas. Some I will call them for people. Some will take it because that's their trading plan. Others don't take it. So you're not going to take every single setup I call because they're not for everyone. I'm just trying to identify all the possibilities because we have many different types and style of traders in here. Okay, so please, please, please only take the trades that are part of your trading plan. I'll do my best to identify them across all markets. Okay. It does get hard because some people are making a lot of money and you want to jump in the next trade, um, but it might not be your plan. So just stick to your plan. We're playing for the long game. Well done, Remy. So if you've just joined us and you've got any questions, please send them through. We will always prioritize profit first and education second, but I will answer your questions. I'll get to them. There's usually some moments in the market where the market goes quiet and we have time. All right, so opening candle, what am I looking for? NASDAQ, you're looking for either a push down, a lower low than long off the 76s, or you're going to look for that push down, then you can look to take this SBR long or these V2 deltas long if that is part of your trading plan. All right, so only taking that if it is part of your plan. You may have a little, you probably don't have an extension. If we fall to the downside, that 60-minute 50 is supported by a 133 extension, which could be a nice reversal. That's already blown through that on ES, so I might have to draw another one on. That's okay. It's right on that 76. Oh, why is that not on? Okay. It didn't copy over. There we are. So ES, you're looking for the same setups as Nazi. Push down, lower low, then long off 76s. Okay. Which could be nice. FDAX, if you get too close to your pre-bottom, I don't like the reversal. Okay, if we close up higher, lower, low, and long is available at 96. Otherwise, wait for it to push down, fail, go climactic, then you can take the SBR long at 812. If we race up to the high side, you're going to have a reversal short off the open. You've got multiple 76s on larger time frames. You're also going to have the most a 5-minute 76 sitting there too around the open. So you can look at pushing the 76s and short under the open. Otherwise, you've got the pre-top. Now, the safer trade for FDAX now is probably going to wait for a PP reversal, as now we have taken off. So we've got that push down. The SBR is available. I'd be careful taking the pre-bottom reversal just because that last candle closed and made the pre-bottom. So if you're not an opening candle trader, then please, please just wait. Please wait. There's your PP touch. We're climactic. Usually wait for at least a minute to pass. We could be entering big, big shorts here. We'll wait and see. Is there a 133 there as well? Don't think so. Just drawing on other fibs. Reason why we might fail. FESX is so if you took the long off the PP, well done. So it pushed down like we said. Climactic, we waited a minute and then you could have gone long 2 points above. So well done. People have taken that trade. I hope that was clear enough for everyone. Probably for the newer traders, it might have been a bit difficult. You didn't quite get the lower low on ES, but some just take it without the lower low. NASDAQ, your trades haven't triggered just yet. Cool, great. I'm glad that was nice and clear. Well done. Now there's a V2 long here. It is valid. The issue is the risk. Okay, you're going to have close to 30 points at risk, which is quite a lot. If you can maintain the risk, okay. I think we're going to get better trades though. FESX, I feel like I'm missing something on your chart. So I had everything more towards the high side. It's okay. I'm just fixing up FESX. Might be at a 76. There. There's that one. There's that one. I wouldn't re-enter the PP reversal. I think this is coming short. Yep, there it is, starting to really belt down. Nasdaq, that's a lower low. It's happening pretty late in the candle, but no doubt there's still a long available at 23. Or if you go off the 78, that's around 21 long. Only if that's part of your trade. My concern is we're getting late in the candle. We've pushed up, made a little high, which now creates that stair step to continue short. Well done, Shelton. So I'm just adjusting some Fibonacci. Some larger. Okay. Just adjusting some Fibonacci on the fly. Okay. There's a 4-hour 50 at 751. We might be blowing through that. I might have to be adjusting all my fibs now. There'll be this one here. I know people like this trade. All right. Just trying to adjust things on the fly. So NASDAQ, you haven't been picked up on that 76 reversal, I don't believe. If we close inside, you can look for a lower, lower long. There's a climactic reversal. So what I mean by that is this, see how it's a yellow orange candle? That shows that there's climactic volume. So there's excessive amounts of volume for how far it has traveled. Okay. Compared to the current time in the market. So some people look for a little push down, climactic reversal shows a little push down, and there'll be a long just outside of where this candle closes, just above it. All right, same with ES. FDAX, you have a potential climactic reversal if that is your trade. All right, you've got V2 short, which are valid. The issue is the risk. Okay, you're into 60-minute Fibonacci. You're into the 5-minute Fibonacci's as well. FESX, you're below your yesterday's low, so perhaps the climactic reversal, that might keep you out of the climactic reversal long. So if you took the climactic reversal above FDAX, it's gone fives, it's now into tens, or close to tens, I think. So your entry was probably 31. So you've probably picked up fives. Some of you maybe got tens. The climactic reversal on NASDAQ and ES is paid. So see how it pushed down first. People have gone long. ES, you had the same trade. You had a 76 sitting there, which supported both American markets. Was that? I hope that was clear enough for everyone. Sorry if that wasn't. Awesome job, Shelton. I love that. If you got any questions, then send them through, team. I will get to them eventually. I've still got one really good question here. I forget who asked it. but I'm saving it because I think it's great. It was Ian. Awesome job, Jurgen. If this pushes down again, FDAX, I'd be a little I'd be a little careful taking the long again because what's happening is FESX has come up to its previous low, and I think that's an S1 there. So it's come up to two pivots, so two brick walls, touched it, which can now gear it, give it potential to just fall short. So I'm a little hesitant on going long again on FDAX now that it's already gone long. This might end up very short. 3v2 short. So I wouldn't take these V2 trades. You can. Your risk will be behind the current candle. So you can take them for short range targets, but manage your risk appropriately. This could really fall. There it is. It's starting to fall now. So this is why I wouldn't take the longs again. Now there's a pink 50 there. That's drawn the other way, but it's a weekly one, so it might bounce. Same with American markets. Please don't re-enter the longs. Okay, we could be falling. I'm going to move another Fibonacci. Because we may keep falling here. So just adjusting some things on the fly. I'll move that one. Okay. All right. So I've readjusted some things, looking a little messy. Okay, I'm still okay with the US markets. FESX, you need a little bit of work, you need a bit of love. Okay, that's what FESX is playing with. There's something else here. Maybe. Two, 3, 170, that's where your target is. That's a long way. That's a long way to go. What do you mean 2, 4, 170? Long range out. It's a long way to go. Not really my style, Dean. So I'm probably not the most best person to answer that question for you. I'm not gonna talk rubbish to you. Not gonna lie to you. All right, Tim. So American markets, you have static bar reversals. Now they are off Fibonacci, not off pivot. So if you're a pivot trader, do not take this trade. The ratios are beautiful for a long. Now outside the range is the traditional entry for us, but it's going to provide a lot of risk, close to 100 ticks. Off the body after a nice retrace and rejection gives you less risk, but a slightly less success rate. Okay, both American markets. ES, FDAX, sorry, I was a little slow to call. There's a potential long off this green 50. You guys know I prefer lower lows, so I personally wouldn't have been in that. Okay, it is a 4-hour 50 or daily 50, depending on how you drew your Fibonacci. So if you did go long off that, you've probably been paid. We didn't get the lower low for people who like lower lows. The reason it's gone so well is because FESX is at large 76s. The candle's climactic. That's why it's orange. Okay. It's also got a static bar reversal. So a static bar reversal is based on ratios. This -4 is telling me that it's 4 times, what's lost 4 times the efficiency of the previous candle. There's a lower low on the American markets if you are taking longs. Some American traders at NASDAQ will be looking for a long at 710.50. Okay, it's a little risky because we are looking more short on the larger time frames. I would probably be careful. The SBR trades are probably getting too much risk now. FDAX lower low, but I would not take the long there. let's wait for either a 76 reversal, but your safer trade is going to be, let's wait for the S1. Hopefully the S1 reversal coincides with FESX hitting the S2. Yeah. For the S1 single touch, I'd wait for a push through, then go long. Otherwise, wait for this candle to fail because there is a lot of momentum to the downside. All right, there's a single touch. If you got on, you may have been paid, but I'd wait for, I want it to really push through and fail first for me. But personally, I wait for this candle to stop. FESX is about to hit its S2, so that'll give support to the S1 long on Daxi. So I think those who are long may have been paid. It went very quick. Otherwise, just wait for this candle to close. Because if it closes over the S1, this is going to fall. All right, we need to readjust some fibs again. I think FESX is okay. So FDAX, if you're long off the S1, well done. I probably talk some people out of it. I think we wait for this candle to close though. American market traders, not much for you unless you took the delta short. Now the delta short probably had a little too much. It's probably a little. It was okay actually. I was just slow to call it. The first one was okay. You had a little bit of traffic there. Nice, Remy. Well done. So no trades. Last 90 seconds. So wait for this to finish. Now, if FDAX closes below the S1, I can't send you long at all. All right. If it closes below the S1 and so does FESX, then these shorts are going to be on. The issue is the risk. So you'll wait for a retrace rejection, then look for the short only if you can hold the risk. Now there's a daily 50 there. You need FESX below the S2 before you even think about a short. If we close above the S1, then a lower low and long is available for the FDAX. NASDAQ and ES. Now, ES, you're onto a daily. Is that drawn the right way? Yes. ES, S&P. You're on a daily 50. And look how well it's honored it and bounced. This is why I love Fibonacci. You're going to get a very efficient candle short. So this is a very, very strong candle short on both American markets. The issue is this blue 50. If it closes below it, both American markets have permission to go short, providing you can carry the risk. Most of you can't carry the risk. So you wait for a retrace and rejection. Now, again, it has a slightly lower success rate because normally your stop goes below it behind the candle. You wait for a retrace, get a rejection. You can look to take these V2 deltas short if that is your trade. Otherwise, you're going off the body outside the range. Now, because ES is back into the 50, that's going to rule out some traders. So FDAX, I couldn't send you long back into that S1, back into the pivot. That's just part of our rule set. The reason it's gone so well is because FESX failed at its pivot. So unfortunately, they weren't quite in sync. But you can see how well, as soon as FESX failed there, FDAX turned. Still here, team. So the shorts are potentially on now. The American markets for NASDAQ, more so if you took any of these deltas, you're You're in profit. You've done well. I'm not sure if anyone took it because ES was into its fib. Well done, Dan. All right. I am here, team. Just saving my voice. I wouldn't take this V too long. Just getting a little late in the candle. It's probably going to pop now, make me look silly. Or with those three in a row, that first one looks very good. Let's wait for this candle to close. We traditionally don't take trades in the last 90 seconds. It can get a little jumpy. Okay. So FDAX, it's probably going to be a ratio-based static bar reversal. Now, the ratios might not be great. Typically, the entry is above the wick of the candle, which is going to be way too much risk. So if we close above the S1, if lower, low, and long, so we need to get lower than the previous low, your long will be at 682. Otherwise, push down, look for failure, and then you'll take it off the body. Now, that body's getting a little too far away now for me. American markets, the risk might be a little too much to go long. It's probably okay. So a little push down. If you get some rejection, and you can look to take these deltas long. Yes, you may look for a little push down first, then look for the longs. All right, so a little push down, you can look for the long. If they're actually looking for a push down and long above the body, if that is your trade, maybe that's enough push down. Maybe it'll just pop now. All right, there's a little retrace on NASDAQ. Now, this isn't our traditional textbook trade. Some people will take it after the push down rejection. If they actually push down that 76, we get some rejection now. Push through. So if you went long off the body, you're in. Oh, thank you. Yes, beautiful. Well done. So the V2 longs have paid. So you can see that with that little push down failure. Now it's gone long and paid well. FDAX. So to mitigate the risk, we waited for a little push down, failed it. That's structure. So structure means it's failing. It's something known. So started at 50 and 76, so off the body. So well done. Who took those? Who took that? Yes, you would have been off the top of that counter, so you've been paid too. So I hope that was clear enough. All right, we want this to pop. Or FDAX traders, I know you're long. I want this to pop. I want this to really rocket to the high side. Watch out when it hits around 7:15. Now go. Kick. I know there's some traders long. You could lock in around, you could probably put your stop around 7:10. Around there. 7:11. That's a nice number, 7:11. Good toasties there if you're in Thailand. You have no idea what I'm talking about. That's okay. All right, if you're still long, I'd probably bring your stop up around 7:13. You got this V2 Delta long. So if you're long, this is good permission. Bring that stop up around 7:15, 7:16. Might take you out, but lock in as much profit as you can. I want this to still go long. So well done, traders who got that long. I know that there's someone who went long around 92 and is probably out for about 30s. So well done. If you're like me, got ATM'd. I think I got a 5 and a 2, but that's okay. I'm happy with that as a moderator. All right, team. So what's going to happen? FDAX, you're not going to get a 4-point turning bar because you've blown your volume. You may get an efficient candle. Maybe. Probably not. Okay, so a couple of options. You can look to take the V2 long. The issue is two things. Is one, the risk. The risk is too much. Actually, that's the main thing. Otherwise, wait for it to push back down, fail, and you can look to take this SBR again. Depending on your rule set, you may fail at 50, take it above. Fails at the 76, you can take it off the body. Okay, NASDAQ, you have an efficient candle long. You have a V2 Delta long. This is your only concern. You're into that micro. You're going to have to manage your risk quickly if that is the case. All right, but wait for a nice retracement first. All right, so it's activated. Probably didn't retrace enough for some. ES, you have the same trade. Double V2 is long. You're into the underside of 76, so some people won't take that trade. That's the issue there. We got All right, still here, team. Trying to see how these markets close. All right, so Nazi, you've popped, so has ES. FDAX, you're looking now maybe to pop the issues. FESX is back in a double pivots. Waiting to see how this plays out. Hmm. All right, Nasdaq, you're looking at potential long still. The issue is going to be the risk. If you are long, you've got permission to hold. Same with ES. You're going to draw Fibonacci up. FDAX, you might be loading shorts. But because of FESX, but if FESX gets above this pivot, FDAX might continue long now. Hasn't used much volume. Okay. So just be careful going long on NQ. Might be some things in the way there. Nothing really for you, FDAX. And ES is into 76s. So if FXX keeps buying, then FDAX will keep buying. If you're heading off early, well done. Have a great day. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around. Hmm. Yep, me too. Me too. Still here, guys. Just a little quiet. Just waiting for something. Saving my voice. If you were long on any of those deltas, you've had an absolute nail biter, FDAX. Absolute nail biter. All right. So this is a news candle. Didn't do too much. It's okay. Now I've got to redo some fibs. Great day. Awesome. I've just had it received a private message saying a great day, and they've already head off. That's not bad for 30 minutes of work. Awesome job. I won't reveal it because it was set in private. But congratulations. All right, guys. Now, if you've got any questions, send them through. I'll be able to answer some of them soon. Some people have already left because they've made their profit. Now, FDAX, you've got the little lower low on the high. I'm not really sure if you can go short off anything though, but that's going to set up a potential short. However, if it closes an efficient candle, so a very strong candle, we're going to get a really nice long. FESX is back in the pivots, so that might deter some traders, but it is a very strong candle long. NASDAQ, I can't really send you long or short. If you pushes up and you trade on the underside of that 76, then that could be your trade. If you don't, then you're staying out. ES, you're looking for a higher high and short under the 50. The concern on both American markets is back through the MDI, which is where it can get a little bit messy. All right, so no trades for FDAX. NASDAQ, you're looking for a higher high and short off the 76. Same with ES. The issue is the MDI. All right. Let's see how this pans out. Then I'll answer your question, Ian. FESX is into its 50. Another reason why we aren't taking FDAX trade. Now, this higher high and short is only for people who take the trade off pre-bottoms. For me, in the American markets, the pre-top and pre-bottom isn't the strongest pivot. It is there. It's going to hit this 50 of the day and 76. Again, shorter range targets because you're looking back towards that MDI. ES, you need a higher high first. Your issues through the middle of the MDI. All right, there's the high. If you take the short on pre-bottom, matched high on ES. For me, I'd prefer it off this if I'm NASDAQ. I don't love it, but I know there's some traders out there that trade that. So that's why I'm identifying it. ES now has the higher high. Again, like I said, I don't love it because it's in the MDI, but some people will take it anyway. Pushing through. Might be best just to stay out. I haven't seen the strong rejection yet, so I'd probably be staying out of this one. All right, what are we going to get? All right. FDAX, you're probably not going to get anything. You might get a small candle, which is actually setting up a reversal short. FESX, you're going to be stuck between pivots, I dare say. All right, NASDAQ, you're going to look for a high and short under the open if that is your trade, or under this 50 here if you want to wait for a bigger rejection. Yes, you can see the Fibonacci there at play. So high and short under 76 is great. Still short under here is okay, but the MDI is probably going to hold you up. All right, FDAX, if you take static bar reversals, it's purely off ratios. There's nothing else there supporting it. There will be a short underneath this candle at 20. You've got FESX between pivots, so probably it might not go as well. But the ratios are brilliant. All right, Ian. Ian had a really good question in the pre-market. He said, "What are the pros and cons of trading?" Oh, cool, awesome, Cole. Great trade, mate. Pros and cons of trading sort of multiple contracts versus copy trading. Now, this is just my opinion on this. I'm sure if you ask other traders, they'll probably tell you something different. So, what I like about multiple contracts is, let's just what I like about multiple contracts is, say I put a short. I haven't got one here. Have I got this loaded? Let's put a short on here on NASDAQ just to see if it works. I just want this as an example. This is not a trade, just so I'm clear. So what I like is now my whole system is automated. So it's going to take me out there for 20s. It's going to take me out there for 40s. I've actually got it written in that as soon as it touches 16 ticks, my stop comes into plus 10. Okay. So it's completely now it's hands off. It's managed. I like having multiple contracts because I can have multiple targets. So if I think, oh, this is going to go a long way, I can drag one out. Now you can do this in copy trading. I'll get to that in a moment. But I can drag this out. I can drag this out and manually chase my stop. Okay, it just allows me to go for a larger target, but I can lock some in. So I can go, right, I'll lock in a bit there, here, and I'll make the next one. You could, bring it down and so on. Usually with copy trading, you probably only want to trade one contract. I'm just moving. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Get that out of the way. All right. So the pros of having multiple targets is you've just got that bit more liberty of sort of choosing where your target is. You can chase your stop down. You can knock one contract out, um, and so on. And for me, it takes, but some of the traders I know on FDAX, they have a target at 5, then at 10, 20, 40, and 100. And it just hands off. So as soon as they enter their trade, they're not worried. Whatever happens, happens. They've done all the hard work in their testing and their theory or whatever it is. Just a reminder, this is not a live trade. Okay, this is just I'm just showing for an ATM. Actually, I'm just gonna put it there because I'm sick of it. Um, cool, I made $10, $30. Um, so for me, that's the big thing about having multiple contracts is I can sort of dictate where I can get in and out of the market a bit more freely. I can adjust it on the fly. So if I think the market's really going to run, I can move it and I can take a little bit of profit. Now, you can do that on copying multiple counts, but the issue with the copy trading software, now I haven't used them all, but I've used some, is it creates opportunities for error because copying from one count to another. Now, if the connection is slightly off, because essentially it's got to send a signal from your platform to the server, then back, then it's got to pick up the copy trade and goes to the server and back. Now, that can give you slippage, so it can give you two different price entries, which means your targets are slightly off. All right, so now to manage that, if I wanted to, so I'll just uh, sell again. So now if I want to manage my stop, it becomes a little bit difficult. I can't just move the main one and they both move because they're not now in sync. If they are in sync, it's great. But I just find if I move, sometimes what happens is you move your target, it hits one target, close you out of one account, then doesn't close you out of the other. So that's the cons with copy trading. All right, is it opens up more opportunities for error. That's the biggest issue. Now it's the last 15 minutes, so we don't normally take trades in the last 15 minutes. It eliminates a lot of our losers. The markets seem to tend to just move a little differently. Now, if you don't adhere to that rule, FDAX, you have a efficient candle long, not outside the range. You can look to go long either at the V2 delta, but you got something in the way there, or you go off the body. Okay. FESX is into pivot, so I wouldn't take it. NASDAQ, you have a short off the body if you take that as an SBR, or you're looking for that higher and short if you trade the last 15 minutes. ES, you have an SBR reversal. Okay, you'd be in now and you're looking for fours. The issue is the middle of the MDI. So that's the cons of the copy trader. The pros of it is obviously by taking one trade. So all you have to go is for is one small target and it's copied across multiple accounts. So you can build multiple accounts up quickly. And it mitigates by taking so much risk. So for NASDAQ, for example, if you use two contracts, that's more risk on one account, while if you're just having one contract across two accounts, it's less risk overall, but you're making the same profit because you've got two accounts. So that's the pros of copy trading. Lockie is having really good success with his. Myself, and I know a lot of other traders, we've had a lot of issues with the software where actually one account gets taken out in profit, and then the other one enters a position the other way, and so on. So I just find copy trading, and especially the more accounts you have, the more opportunity for errors. So if I was going to copy trade, I'd probably limit it to 3 accounts. Even if you've got, say, 6 accounts, I'd probably only trade 3 at once in case you get let's call it a black swan event, and the market just does something crazy. You're only going to blow up. You never want to blow it up. You're only going to take 3 big losses as opposed to it affecting all 6 accounts. Yep, yeah, exactly, Gis. So it does happen. There's just so many opportunities for error with the copy trading software compared to multiple contracts. So the multiple contracts, I guess, to summarize, multiple contracts is safer. You get more control over it. I think it becomes more automated. It takes out the emotion because everything's already set. And you don't have to stress too much about where you're getting in and out. As opposed to copy trading, you've got to have essentially all the accounts, all the different accounts open on a screen at least, because some will close out where they're supposed to and some won't. So you've just got to really, really double check that it's right. You've got to make sure you're copying into the right accounts. Um, and if you are going to copy trade, I would only use one target. Again, you just want to remove as many potential errors as possible as opposed to having multiple targets. The pro of copy trading though is you can build multiple counts up at the same time. So it takes away the risk on one account. As in it's if you're trading across four, so if you've got one account, you've got four. Yes, correct. Correct. Say you trade four contracts on one account, you can do one contract on four accounts and you've reduced your risk by a quarter and essentially you're making the same profit if you have one target. I hope that answers your question, Ian. Hopefully you're still in here. Otherwise, I've gone through that for nothing. But I'm sure other people have gotten some benefit out of it anyway. And if you haven't got any benefit, I'm just talking rubbish, that's okay too. We're just killing time. So what's happened here, NASDAQ traders, if you went off the body, you've been paid. Same with ES. Now, probably talk some traders out of that because we are in the last 15 minutes and the MDI. But it seems like it's gone well. Okay, good, Ian. I'm glad that helps. All right. So, guys, if you do have any other questions, we are in the last 10 minutes of the hour. Now, traditionally, we don't take trades in the last 15 minutes because this is where the market can be a little bit funny. And the last candles, the last 5 minutes of the hour, we certainly don't take trades, known as a widowmaker candle. Um, it mitigates a lot of losses by adhering to that rule. So now is a great time if you have questions to ask them. If you need me to go through anything, great. If you're wondering who the hell is this guy, my name is Cody. I'm from Samurai Day Trading. We're doing a little collaboration with TTP. So thank you for tuning in wherever you are in the world. It's much appreciated for both us from Samurai and the crew at TTP. At the end of the day, we have the common goal of helping people become, successful traders. Whatever that you identify as successful for you, it's up to you. I've learned all the lessons the hard way, trust me. So the more knowledge I can impart on people to help them to not make the same errors, I'm more than happy to do that. If you've got any critiques, you can also send them through. I'm not scared of feedback. Or if you've got a question about life or my lifestyle, because I live in Bali. Yes, I can. Long-term short in one. Certainly in 4 hours. We're certainly definitely in larger 4 hour shorts. Now, if you remember, I said it's coming down a key resistance level. It sort of got within that. That was that level around there, those green fibs. The 60-minute chart now, I'd actually argue we're probably in short-term longs because look at this. This is what we call a static bar reversal. So it's all ratios for us because this candle is so much smaller than that candle. But if I look at the volume down here, it used almost the same amount of volume. And look at the size of it. It's tiny. So that's why that candle reversed. Now, guess what we've done? We've come right back down and we've re-triggered that on the 60-minute chart. So yes, we're probably in short-term longs. It may come up and create a range. NASDAQ loves doing that. So it might come up to this area here. Why? Because look at across here. Previously failed there. It dipped into there and failed. It's had these areas of support and resistance. So it might want to come all the way up and fail again. But overall, I think we're in larger shorts. I hope that answers your question. There was another question. Now we're about to enter the last. It's exactly for that. So Mandy, it was actually a European rule we brought in. So if you've been in this room with Lockie before, he primarily trades the European and the FDAX, and he looked at all his stats, and what he found was majority of the trades that lost. Now he doesn't get many losing trades, but majority of the time when they lost or didn't behave as expected, in the last 15 minutes, hour. So basically he said, right, let's just not trade the last 15 minutes of the hour. Yes, we will miss some trades, but I think it removed like 70 or 80% of his losers. Now, I haven't done the exact stats on it. I take his word for it because he's been around a lot longer than me. But it's certainly a rule I adhere to. And I know from personal experience, I have taken trades in the last 15 minutes and I've lost. So I just don't do it either. Now, more logically, how we look at it is the volume seems to drop in the last 15 minutes, Mandy. So you can see this candle here on FDAX, even on NASDAQ. Look how it sort of started to dip. So this was prior to the last 15 minutes. Everything was much higher. Okay. Now the last three candles are significantly lower than the candle prior to the last 15 minutes. Same with FDAX. It's sort of dipped down a bit lower. ES probably going to make me look a little bit silly. But typically NASDAQ, the volume drops a lot. But FDAX, we find the volume drops significantly in the last 15 minutes. So we rely on the volume to push the market in the direction we want. So if our algorithm or your trading plan is based off a certain amount of volume, you're not going to get that volume in the last 15 minutes. Therefore, it's not going to tick one of your rules. All right. So it's best just to, yep, cool. Happy with that explanation. Great. Yep. So trading isn't just about taking winners, it's about avoiding losses as well. All right, last 5 minute candle. And often too is we do get news announcements around the hour. People that are waiting for news. Really good question. Yeah, exactly, Dan. I'd rather zero than red. And I'm a very sore loser. I hate losing. I hate it, especially if it's my fault. My fault means I broke my rule. So here, team. All right, team. Last minute coming up. What are we looking for? Yeah, last 15-minute candle. Uh, NASDAQ, more ratio based short setting up. The issue is this middle of the MDI. Okay, you got the upper OSR there too. Um, you can look for a push up high and short off the open. That's the safer trade where you've got nothing in the way. There is news coming out now, Swiss news on the hour. Yes, you're looking for a push up and failure and short again. The 76 is the safer trade because you're away from the MDI. The MDI, it seems to just sort of mess around a lot in there. It's not as clean. FDAX, that's an efficient candle long. Sorry, it's a little slow giving you the price at 731. That's already gone. My apologies, FDAX. Well done. Right. That's annoying. All right. So we haven't got that rejection yet. So it's pushed through. This is a news candle, by the way. Just remember. No, we don't trade news candles. All right. So nothing for you, FDAX. NASDAQ, I think we're better in American markets. I think we're better off waiting for this candle to close. All right. Let's have a little look. Have to redo Fibonacci again. And then another one here. Got questions, guys, or anything, just send them through. I'll make that one higher. So ES, you went climactic to that 76 again. So high and short of the 76 is there. Some of you may have taken it short off there anyway. NASDAQ, you're pushing into a gap and three top. You may look for a high and short. Some of you will take this as a climactic reversal. So you look for a little push up and then you'll be short at around 750 even. Okay, only if that is your trade setup. FDAX, I can't really do anything with you. Yes, it's an SBR. It's not really off anything though. That's my concern. Um, and FESX is back into a pivot, so I don't necessarily love the short. Okay, and there's no valid long signal. Unless I'm missing something. No, because it's got the step. The step is now up. So it's an SBR short, but it's not really off anything. Because the stair step is up. It's against the step, which is what we want. And I prefer when it's against the step and the trend, to be honest. That's just me. Some people just take it because it's ratios. And that line there's in the middle of the OSR for people to trade the OSR. So I don't love that this short. If you're heading off, guys, thanks for sticking around. Have a wonderful day or evening. I'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers. All right. Let me check it. Alan, it could be. Yeah, it's not the best ratios, but yeah, it certainly is. Certainly is, mate. Very good pickup. I think what it's going off is more so this one. It's picked up this SBR reset, sorry, there. Okay. And then it's actually created a new one here, which is gone as well. So that's what's happening. We got 15-minute longs. I think Cole got a really 15-minute or 30-minute long. Um, for about 100, 120, was it? 150 ticks. Anyway, well done. 150 on 60-minute chart. All right, what we're looking for here. So FDAX, your volume's going to be too low. So for me, that's way too low to be taking a trade. It probably will be an efficient candle long though. And you got FESX with a V2 long. The ratio is diminishing now. So no longs for FDAX. Probably no trades at all, unless you just take ratio based trades and you don't care about volume. NASDAQ, I haven't really got a valid long for you. I haven't really got a valid short for you, so no trades there. ES, if you took the high and short, I'm not sure if it has paid yet. It did look like it dipped down. I'm not sure if it went far enough. Some of you probably still in that trade, or you're not in it. Yeah, they did. All right. If you have any questions, team, let me know. Yeah, certainly a 30-minute SBR on FDAX, Michael. The 15-minute one is more of a swing trigger because we've got that lower low now, so that should swing it long, theoretically, and it's triggering a 30-minute trade as well. So could go really, really well. NASDAQ, sorry, there was a single touch reverse off the PP. I had something covering that. I couldn't see it. My apologies. So single touch reversal traders have gone well off that. Yes. Oh, that's annoying. So what we'll look for in the next candle is you're either going to look for the higher high and short of the PP. That's a very high percentage trade. when it meets the criteria. S&P, you didn't quite get to your open. If you touched your open, I'm very interested. You got within a tick. So you're looking for a high and short under the open for ES as well. FDAX, your volume is getting pretty low. Usually under 300, we put everything on the side of caution, certainly not to take trades. If you don't care about volume, look for a little retrace and you're going to go long. This will be an efficient candle long. Now the issue is FESX is actually looking more short. So, and look, it's going to fade out again. So you're probably not going to get a trade. All right, so American markets, you're looking for the high and short. FDAX, there's another ratio base. Reversal. FDAX looking good if you took that. Still waiting, guys. Still here, guys. Just waiting for that either high to come through. Got any questions, Tim? Send them through. Right, what have we got? Not too much on offer on FDAX. I mean, it's an efficient candle short. Again, not really off anything. Nasdaq, you have an SBR. Technically, it's off a pivot, so the ratios are there for the short. I prefer if this candle was touching the pivot. Now you get a retrace and rejection. ES did get the higher high and short, so people have made money off that. It may have come a little late for you. There is a short setting up underneath the candle at 575. Nasdaq, your traditional entry is at 5625. Otherwise, high and short under the PP again. Short. Yeah. Issues the volume for FDAX, fortunately. American markets haven't triggered. It's only come through now for PP. Hit a V2, that would be really nice. That would confirm the selling. Now, some traders are probably in on the American markets. Your volume's okay for 20s, maybe a 10 tick risk control. So maybe at 10s, you bring your stop in. It's up to your trading plan. Because once it gets below 40s, then 10 ticks is definitely risk control or first target. So it's right on 40. So you got to factor that in as well. Volume's okay. All right, that was another good hit. Give it another chance. Hopefully push back down. If it can't fall, then maybe you want to bring it into break even as soon as you can. It's really up to you. Reason I say that, American traders, is because your volume on this candle's disappeared a lot. It's been dropping quite significantly the last couple of candles. This candle might be under 300, which gives me concern. So it's going to have another push now. Doesn't pop on this one, you look to bring your stop in. Now that's for conservative traders. Conservative traders are probably out. It's pushed down a couple of times now into say fives. All right, if you're willing to hold, it's everything's there for it to go. The concern is just the volume is starting to really creep out of the market. ES isn't turning very hard either. So same with ES traders. That next push down, you might look at bringing in your stop. So you might give it one last little push. I just don't want anyone to finish the session on a loser. There goes NASDAQ. So that's gone tens, I believe. Yeah, it should. Definitely should. And that was it there. If you went through the tens, so hit tens. It's up to you now how you take this. It's still, again, ratios still look good for shorts. I'm just concerned about volume. That's my concern on the market. Look at the PVI now. So it's below, well below 40. So tens now is the risk control, the target. That was my concern with the trade. Now, ES has got a second SBR, so it should go. NASDAQ again, that's through tens. So please, I'd lock in profit. Okay, if you want to hold, you can hold. Bring your stop in a break even so you can't lose anything because you've got the pre-top there. Same with ES. Remember, I said next push down, look to bring your stop in. So ES is probably out because you've got the MDI creeping up as well. So your volume is very low. So you're not taking new trades because the volume's too low on both American markets. I hope that was clear enough. So um, someone mentioned about what's our time in trade. Normally it's pretty quick. American markets are a tiny bit slower than FDAX. Now, we managed our stop based off because the volume had dropped, was dropping significantly. And I based off that, I knew the PVI would drop. So we said, right, if it gets to anywhere near tens, then bring your stop in. It pushed twice through tens in case you had the opportunity to then get out of your trade for NASDAQ. ES, your normal target's fours. It pushed down, it went ones and twos. Okay. After it couldn't push, we said, right, the volume's dropped significantly. It's halved in the last candle. It's got the MDI close. So please, once it pushes down again, bring your stop in to break even. So everyone should be out. If you're not, you're still holding for longer range targets. Just please keep in mind that the volume has dropped. So PVI at 5, you usually want a minimum, usually want 8 at least to go for 4 tick targets on S&P because we like half PVI. FDAX nothing for you because of volume.
Hey guys and girls, how's it going?
Good. We're very quiet in the last little bit. We had a lot of fun early on, and then the volume has disappeared. So more
Okay.
questions and answers in the last half an hour, but that's okay. Went well.
Well, sometimes you just need to take it slow, don't you?
Yes, yes. But no, very, very nice early on. So that's all that matters. Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed it.
That is awesome. Um, oh, there you go, Cody with the fun background, with the Bali
Yes,
looking background.
I'll work on
I
it. I
love
need to
how
get
it
a more
has also the
professional one.
effect of like the trees as well. That's really,
Well, that's basically the exact weather at the moment. So it's
is
pretty
it?
accurate.
Mm,
Yes.
okay. Well, I don't know about you guys and girls, but I'm slightly jealous. Cody is great. I don't know if you're following Cody on social media, but you should because he's sharing like a glimpse into his fun surfing Bali lifestyle, which we love. Uh, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining for today's live trading room session. Glad you had fun early on. It's also good to take things slow a little bit when things cool down. We're not trading for the sake of trading. We're trading for the sake of making actual profits. So it's good to, take things slow from time to time. From my side, I don't have anything else to add. Next week, Lachlan is going to be back, but we always have here
Yep.
Cody in the background. So thank you so much, Cody, for a wonderful live trading room. To
Cool.
everyone who's joining tomorrow's live trading room with Samurai Day Trading, enjoy. But with the trading pit, I will see you guys next week on Thursday, same place, hopefully with the cool setup ready for you guys.
Yeah, nice. Well, thanks for having me again.
Hell yeah. Have